Have you ever seen a photo that just stops you in your tracks? One that makes you question everything you thought you knew? Today, we're diving into a story that did just that. It all started with a single image, an 80-year-old woman, her face a beautiful map of wrinkles and wisdom, holding hands with a vibrant 25-year-old man. They're on a beach, smiling, looking deeply into each other's eyes. This one picture went viral, and let me tell you, the internet had a lot to say about it. The comments section exploded. People were merciless. Words like disgusting, gold digger, and shameless were thrown around. The age gap, a staggering 55 years, was too much for many to handle. They saw a young man taking advantage of a wealthy, lonely old woman, or perhaps an elderly woman clinging desperately to her youth. The court of public opinion had reached its verdict almost instantly, and it was a harsh one. The couple was condemned without a trial, their love story, if that's what it was, torn apart by strangers online. It's a familiar pattern, isn't it? We see something that challenges our norms, and our first instinct is often to judge. We fill in the blanks with our own assumptions and biases. We create narratives that fit our worldview, rarely stopping to ask if there might be more to the story. And in this case, there was so much more. The outrage was based on a complete misunderstanding, and the truth, when it finally came out, was more beautiful and heart-wrenching than anyone could have imagined. This story isn't about what people thought it was. It's a powerful lesson in love, loss, and the danger of jumping to conclusions. So stick around, because we're about to flip this entire narrative on its head. The man in the photo is named Giuseppe, a 25-year-old from Italy. The woman is his beloved grandmother. That's right, his nonna. The photos that sparked so much controversy were simply snapshots of a grandson's profound love for the woman who raised him. When Giuseppe was a young boy, his parents went through a difficult divorce. It was his grandmother who stepped in, providing a stable, loving home for him. She was his rock, his confidant, and his biggest cheerleader. She cooked his favorite meals, helped him with his homework, and listened to all his childhood dreams and fears. Their bond was forged through years of shared laughter, tears, and unconditional support. As he grew into a young man, that bond only deepened. He saw the woman who had sacrificed so much for him beginning to slow down. The years were catching up, and he was terrified of losing her. He realized that every moment with her was precious. So he decided to do something special. He wanted to create new, beautiful memories with her and celebrate the incredible love they shared. He started taking his nonna on little adventures, treating her like a queen. They went to the beach. They danced in the kitchen. He even took her to get her first tattoo, a small, delicate design she had always secretly wanted. He started documenting these moments and posting them online, not for fame or attention, but as a personal tribute. He used hashtags like "Our love is a masterpiece" and "This is just the beginning." He never once tried to hide that she was his grandmother. In fact, many of his captions referred to her as Nonna. But in the fast-paced world of social media, context is often the first casualty. People saw the images, saw the seemingly romantic captions taken out of context, and let their imaginations run wild. They didn't bother to read the full story or look at his other posts. They saw an old woman and a young man, and they judged. The wave of negative comments was shocking and hurtful for Giuseppe. He couldn't believe that something so pure and beautiful, his love for his grandmother, could be twisted into something so ugly. He was heartbroken that their special bond was being mocked and vilified by strangers across the globe. Imagine pouring your heart out, celebrating the most important person in your life, only to be met with hatred and ridicule. It was a brutal reminder of how quickly the internet can turn on you. He could have deleted the posts, retreated from the public eye, and kept his life private. But he didn't. He knew the truth was on his side, and he decided it was time to share it. In a follow-up post, Giuseppe finally set the record straight. He posted a new photo, this one of him gently kissing his grandmother's forehead. The caption was simple and direct. He explained, "This is my grandmother. She is my life. The love I have for her is limitless, and I am not ashamed to show it. You have all misjudged us." He went on to describe the incredible role she played in his life, how she was his everything. He wasn't her lover. He was her devoted grandson, and she was the anchor of his world. The revelation hit the internet like a tidal wave, but this time it was a wave of shame and apology. The very same people who had left hateful comments just days before were now flooding his page with messages of support. They were ashamed of their snap judgments. I'm so sorry, this is the most beautiful story I've ever seen, one user wrote. Another commented, this made me cry. I'm going to call my grandma right now. The narrative completely shifted. The story was no longer about a disgraceful couple. It was about the purest form of love, the unbreakable bond between a grandmother and her grandson. Giuseppe's story became a global phenomenon, but this time for the right reasons. News outlets picked it up, and people everywhere were touched by his devotion. He and his Nonna became symbols of familial love and a powerful reminder to cherish our elders. They showed the world that love isn't confined to romantic relationships. It's in the quiet moments, the shared memories, and the simple acts of kindness we show to the people who shaped us. They taught us that a grandson can take his grandmother on a date, treat her like a princess, and celebrate her for the incredible woman she is. What started as a storm of online hate transformed into a beautiful conversation about family, aging, and the importance of not judging a book or a photo by its cover. Giuseppe's bravery in sharing his truth turned a moment of public shaming into a moment of global connection. He didn't just clear his name. He inspired thousands of people to look at their own relationships with their grandparents in a new light. He encouraged them to pick up the phone, to make that visit, to create their own precious memories before it's too late. So what can we take away from this incredible story? First and foremost, it's a powerful lesson in empathy and critical thinking. Before you comment, before you share, before you judge, stop and think. Is there another side to this story? Could I be missing some crucial context? In our digital age, it's so easy to react instantly, to join the online mob. But as Giuseppe's story shows, that mob is often wrong, and the consequences can be deeply hurtful. We have a responsibility to be better, to be kinder, and to seek understanding before casting judgment. Second, it's a beautiful celebration of intergenerational love. In a society that often seems to idolize youth and push the elderly to the margins, Giuseppe's story is a breath of fresh air. He shows us that our elders are not burdens. They are treasures. They are living libraries of wisdom, experience, and love. Spending time with them, listening to their stories, and making them feel cherished is one of the greatest gifts we can give, both to them and to ourselves. The joy he brought his grandmother is evident in every single photo, and the love she gave him clearly shaped him into the compassionate man he is today. Finally, this story is a call to action. How often do we get caught up in our own busy lives and forget to connect with the people who matter most? Giuseppe's biggest fear was running out of time with his Nonna. It's a fear we can all relate to. So let this be your reminder. Call your grandparents. Take them out for lunch. Ask them about their life. Record their stories. Create new memories. Don't wait for a special occasion. Today is the only day you're guaranteed to have. The love we share with our family is a masterpiece. Just like Giuseppe said, let's make sure we treat it like one. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of this important conversation. If this story touched you, please share it with someone you love. And let us know in the comments what you think about Giuseppe's story and how you show love to the elders in your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that make you think and feel. See you next time.